you're doing the mover situation, I assume.
No, we're gonna move, but it's gonna be in like stages.
I don't know when you're moving, but I'm out of town.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again, or very possibly for the first time.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Who knows? Maybe for the first time as well. This show is dropping on what some people refer to as the high holiday, 420.
Oh.
Smoke if you got him. Smoke if you got him, folks. Smoke them if you got him.
Smoke if you got him.
Yeah. Anyway, Cern has been looking for some houses, as we've been clued into.
Yes.
And I hear there's an update.
There is an update. So, as of right now, so actually, when we were recording
last
time,
week,
we got called bad news. Outbid again.
And you're not talking like, and this is how, I mean, I feel like everybody knows the housing market is like ultra competitive, at least in California. And I think across the United States. But from what you were telling me, it's not like you bid already almost 10% above what the asking price was. And then they called you literally when we were recording the show, and they're like, sorry, outbid.
All cash. And it's really, really competitive in this area as well, in Folsom, because it's got space, and it's a nice community, and there's a huge influx of like people from the Bay Area that sell, and they got straight cash, and they're just coming in and just throwing it at it. Because it's like, well, I don't know, because there's always this thing when you buy a house, it's like, okay, it's $700, I'm gonna offer $750. Well, that's cool, but if the bank, then they have this thing called an appraiser. He comes out and he appraises the value of the home. And if it don't appraise for $750, the bank says no dice, unless you want to bridge the gap with cash.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. Why is a cash offer more attractive for a home seller? Because you don't have to wait for escrow to clear and all that bullshit? I
mean, there's still an escrow process, but it's less likely for things to go awry. Like, oh, hey, this one final pull we did on your credit looks like you whatever the fuck.
We found your Abercrombie and Fitch credit card that you had open from when you were 17, and you owe $200 on that. So
yeah, I mean, it's like
something like that.
All spending kind of goes to a freeze while you're doing it.
Yeah,
and there's other things that happen or whatnot. So cash is
king.
It's still king.
That's what I've heard.
But a lot of them will do like, I'll the big thing is this is kind of how it drives the prices up too, because it's like it's not going to appraise for that. Okay, well, if comes in less, then a lot of people in the Bay Area is like, I got cash, so I'll just offer a huge amount, and if it doesn't appraise, that's cool. I'll just cover it. I'll cover the difference.
Okay. And then the problem that you can get into, or that we got into before, less than, 20 years ago, 10 years, 15, whenever that was, is that now if this bubble like now when it's all hot and bubbling, it's fine because it keeps going up and up and up and up and up. At some point, it's not going to keep going up. It'll come down, and then you have a house that you paid over what it's worth, and you can't get your money out, and now you're hooped. Yeah,
I mean
more or less.
It's probably more so, was worse back then because there's a lot of adjustable rates, all that. So I don't even know. I don't even know if there's people. I'm sure there's people that have it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not. I don't know of a lender really that kind of offers it anymore.
Oh, and then like stated income loans where you're like, oh yeah, I clear $400K a year.
Yeah, no,
that's okay.
That's part of my grip. They go through everything. I had to send them everything. I mean, they go through your bank statements. They go through all your spending. They go through your paychecks.
They flag those Pornhub monthly service charges.
Yeah, no.
RedTube and Pornhub. Wow, sir, you're extravagant.
You are a deviant.
Someone's been naughty.
Yeah. So they go through that. They go through like, they go through basically
everything.
Like what time you take a shit in the morning, kind of a thing. It's weird.
And so you're just uploading your documents,
uploading on the phone.
Oh my god!
And that's the thing that pisses me off about a lot of it. It's like they'll call you in like the middle of the day and they like want it right now, and it's like, oh, I'm working.
Yeah, and then
this is kind of time pressing. It's like, okay, like today, tomorrow. I mean,
right? Because you feel a little bit too that if you don't get it to them ASAP, you could lose out on the house.
Yeah, once the parties agree to it, it's like, okay, I accept your offer, and you kind of come to terms, then you're locked. Everything's like, okay. You can't sell it off from underneath you. It's not like
okay, that's good.
Yeah, so you're in contract. It's illegal for them to have two open contracts.
Oh, good to know.
But it's fucking exhausting. So the house that we got, I got denied to Kimbe Matumbo. A couple days later, guy called me back.
Oh.
Said they're backing out.
How come? Did that strike you any pause? It's like, oh, what do they know that I don't?
So there may have been a passing in the family or something of that nature, and they've had to pull out. Now,
okay.
I'm sure that happened. I'm not going to say it's not, but some people may throw that out there because they put a earnest deposit in, and that's one of those like, hey, we agree. You throw your earnest deposit in or good faith deposit. If you back out, I get to keep your deposit, kind of a thing. Oh. Unless there's like a death or some kind of crazy shit.
How much are we talking? Is this like a 1%?
So that's what I lost out on. This person put in $30,000 into the.
They were putting $30,000 on the line.
Yeah.
And if they walked away, they're out $30,000.
Yeah. And I was putting like 8. I was putting 1% down.
Like, I can look under my mattress again, but I don't think I have an extra $22,000 under there.
Well, I was making a joke. Didn't go too far, but they're like, I mean, do we want to go with 3%? And I was like, 24K? Because he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. Let me just go to my tree, and I think it's harvesting season. I'll harvest some fucking money for you. And
just shake it. Give the money tree a big shake.
It's like everything you have. Like we have solar. I just $150 here just for them to run the
test on it or whatever.
No, to run the files to transfer it over to the new people that are buying the house. And it's like this, and then this company wants $150 for this and $200 for inspections. And hey, we found some. They did inspections on this house, and the people that buy the house are cool. But he's a vet, so he's doing a VA loan, and a VA loan when they make you do the home inspections and stuff like that. And there's always going to be like some dry rot and stuff, usually down by the boards in front of the house and stuff.
Yeah.
VA loan, you got to fix it.
Dude, it seems like you're laying out there in a desert and you got your innards out and there's just vultures and they keep coming by and they're like, oh, I want a taste of Cerny here. Oh, let me get a taste of these baseboards. Oh,
yeah. It's like, what? And then it's like, you get the shameful thing. Like, well, don't you have more money saved up? I was like, there is 4 kids that do harvest my fucking money too. Everyone just wants to bank a Sean. I'm a fucking lender myself, okay?
Don't you have more money saved up? Be like, no, motherfucker, I'm trying to buy a house where everyone's money goes.
And I said, most of the money is coming from the house sale and is going, basically rolling it into this house and doing, this and that. And look at this.
Oh, my God.
Interruptions. Look at that.
Doesn't she know what sort of high-class operation we're running here? So you're just out there for the take, and everyone wants a taste of your bank account. Everyone wants $1.
And it's like, well, what's, and sometimes it's not talking like a couple $100. Okay, it's like they're talking a couple $1,000. It's like, really? It's like, what? They were talking about. So my wife's car was on a. So here's the other thing.
They want you to pay off all your credit cards and all this shit, right?
Yes, all the credit cards, everything you have. Like, we want nothing on there.
So you can't live your life. You can't live a life and buy a house at the same time.
No, it's like, fuck.
Jesus.
So it's like, all right, so you have a list of the cards. Just take it off. We'll just do it at closing. Just transfer it over and just clean up. The 2 cards I have.
Okay, so you sell your house, you get hundreds of thousands of dollars in your account, quote unquote.
Yeah,
and then
they
you just
they shell it out from there.
You're just taking it off the top, and then hopefully have a big enough nut left at the end to put into the other place.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Which we do. I mean, obviously. So today in today's, and I'm sure I don't know however it was back then. I can't really remember, but I know today, like when I had to put an offer in, I had to be fully approved to put the offer in. Not a soft pre-approval or anything. Wow. No, he was like, guys, like we want it to be. I mean, I guess it could be, but people were like, we got cash buyers. You better be fully fucking approved.
So you got to work with the bank for them, and you're kind of like, and the bank's not going to back a house that you don't have. So you're like, it's all all this is like a huge contingency.
Contingency on you. Hey, you sell your house.
Contingency one.
Yeah. Contingency 1, sell your house. Contingency 2, you have 0 debt going into your new house. Kind of a thing.
Jesus.
It's like, fuck.
Wow. So
and we had cars, and it's like, so the girls had cars in my name, and they're like, oh, you have all these cars. I was like, well, hold on a second. Those aren't even mine. I'm just
right.
The old man has signed for them because they're
like 18
or to have credit. Yeah. No car company in the world is going to sell them a fucking car, an 18-year-old car.
Yeah. You got to clean all that stuff up now?
Yeah. So allegedly, this is allegedly.
Uh-huh. You heard someone did this. One of your friends.
Heard someone did this. So like, let's just say like, I don't know, like Melanie had a car and she sold it back to the dealership, and then Rama's mom repurchased it.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that happening. It makes sense.
So it's off.
You're refining it basically.
Yeah.
Or
it was a little tricky because it was a lease. Now Robin's car was a lease too.
Okay.
And they wanted that off too, and I was like, fuck. So I was like, all right, well,
upgrade, baby.
And they're like, it's almost up. It's almost up. So just buy off the lease.
Okay.
It's not that much. It's not that much. $3,300. I was like, yeah, not that much. Okay. I'll just, again.
Okay.
$3,300. It's just off the whim.
But it's another one. It's another $3,300.
It's just another fucking thing. It's like, but it worked out because we were looking at a replacement vehicle, in the future. And this guy was talking. He's like, oh, there's a huge chip shortage.
Yes.
For cars.
I know about that.
And we drove on the lot, and there wasn't a fucking car. Like, I was like, the hell is there cars? I was like, maybe it's around the back or something to the side.
Around back.
Like, no, I was like, what the hell? There's no fucking cars.
Is there a big field? You have all your cars parked there? Where the fuck are they?
Yeah, I know. He's like, this is all we got. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
He says, there's a shortage. And he's like, so Robin kind of told him, what was going on. He's like, well, because it's a chip shortage, I bet the car's worth more than what you owe. And I was like, well, let's find out, buddy. So I looked at Kelly Blue Book first because I knew they were going to lowball me.
At the dealership for a trade-in?
Yeah. And they tried. It was only it was about $4,000 too low. Huh. So I met him in the middle about $2,000. I said, kick it up $2,000. He's like, I know you said I was like,
don't fucking start 32. With that shit. No.
Yeah. And they said 28. And I think we come at the I said 30. Fine. 35. Fine. Just get it done. Let's go.
Now, tell me if you've noticed a change in yourself as a human. The older you get, I have less tolerance for the bullshit, like fuck.
The back and forth
like,
now, yeah.
quit this.
We were close. So it was close enough. So I was like, we're good.
There would have been a time I would have fought you to the death over X amount of dollars. But now
I would have brought you up to like $31,050 just to, but I'm not going to.
You could have done it. You probably could have done it. If you would have been there for 4 fucking hours and wasted your day and stress, and you would have had aneurysm. Just fucking whatever. Cut it loose. It ain't worth it. It's just money at the end of the day.
I'm still up, so that's cool. Yeah. So then my mom bought a new car.
Oh,
which would be Robin's car now. So that's how
nice.
That's how it works. Like yeah.
Sweet. Still with the same same brand? Or
no.
Oh.
So she wanted a little bit smaller car
because there's less. She's transporting less humans every year. They keep getting older, and then they're transporting themselves around.
Exactly. So now you don't have to. We have to let's load this up. And now it's like, who's going with me? Nobody. Like, okay.
No one wants to hang out anymore.
It was like, who wants to go to whatever? It's like crickets. Like,
all right,
okay, going with myself. So yeah, smaller car, a little bit better gas mileage. It's actually like a Hyundai.
Oh.
And at first I was like Hyundai. Those are garbage.
Uh-oh.
But I started looking it up. I was like, oh, I must be old because they stepped their game up.
Nice.
They're like on the, they were one of the higher rated crossover vehicles, even over Toyota. So I was like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. You know what I saw driving around the other day? One of those Kia EVs. It actually looked kind of cool. And I was like, Kia? I'm like, it's kind of checking it out. They redid their logo. They're trying to be all cool and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trying to be fancy. There was a car down at the lot. It was at the, whatever lot it was.
John L. Sullivan's?
It was like a hydrogen cell car or something. I was like, Hyundai hydrogen cell? I was like, holy shit.
Wow. Man, you got all sorts of moving and shaking going on in your world now, Cerny.
I feel like when you sell a house, you have to have like a beautiful mind. If you're a regular person, you're not like, didn't inherit your parents' home from 1950 and sold it for a cool $3 million.
Yeah.
And you just go around like Daddy Warbucks and just, throw money at it, whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Did you make your situation more complex by having to sell your house and then buy a new one? I guess if you could qualify for the
there's a
thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, it's not abnormal.
Yeah.
To happen.
That's pretty common.
I'm going
to
have 2 mortgages for a little bit. That's usually not the case.
Not too many months with the double mortgages, hopefully on that one. Wow. But the light is coming at the end of the tunnel, you think?
So if everything goes according to plan, which it never does, but let's just say it does, it'll be in about a month.
A month
from now. A month
to close.
Less than a month to close and a month to move in because I gave them 2 weeks after the fact.
Okay.
Also, like a deal sweetener. We'll close and I'll give you 2 weeks of just worry stress free to move out. Don't worry about it.
Nice. And then you tell your guy you can't move in. Sorry, VA loan, dude.
They were actually really cool. He gave me 30 days, and then he's actually a renter. He's actually a renter here in Folsom, and he said if it goes any time over, I'll just whatever the date is, will prorate to my rent, not my mortgage.
Oh, this guy doing you a solid.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They really wanted the house.
So I gotta say, cool. And this isn't for the show, Cerny, your house is amazing. I love it. It's a great house. You and your wife did a fabulous job getting it all sorted and primmed and primed. And I looked at it on Zillow, or you sent it to me or whatever. I was stalking your ass. I looked it up on Zillow. And I was like, you know how all the houses, when you're looking on Zillow, it looks so nice. And you're like, this is all fucking staged bullshit that they're going to take it away. I look at it, I'm like, this is all Cerny shit in his house, is the staged look. This is how his house looks. This is how great it is. So you did a great job on it. So the guy should be super stoked. Plus, he has a fucking podcast room in his house. How can you be upset with that?
He's gonna look at Chip and Cern show.
You should just leave it on there.
We got a new fan. Hey, we got a new subscriber. Woo!
You're like, just leave it up, man. Just leave it up.
So it's funny because you say you're stalking. Joe actually knew that my house was live before I did.
Oh. Did he have
the guy had put it up? Yeah, the guy had put it up, and Joe got a notification, and he texted me, "House looks great," and I was like, "What the hell? What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh wait, how the fuck you know?"
Dude, he scooped you. You got scooped by Joe.
Yeah, he's quick on the trigger. He knows all the houses.
Okay,
he's like, I might be his calling in reality, like real estate or something.
It does fascinate.
He knows.
He's got a good mind for it.
He does. If everybody knows Joe does some head scratching stuff, but then when it comes to like gambling and percentages or whatnot, he's a beautiful mind.
He's a mental abacus. Is what it feels like. He's got a good way with the numbers, and he can kind of plan it out in his head. I co-sign that statement for sure. Compliment of Joe, our good friend.
Oh yeah,
good friend, great golfer.
Great golfer. You and I do send John Daly stuff to each other.
It's Joe's spirit animal of sorts. John Daly's a big fella.
He's really big now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always kind of a big fella, but we saw him recently. I was like, holy
He's
shit.
not one that strikes me as like, getting up at the crack of dawn and getting right into the gym, maybe hit the treadmill, hit the weights a little bit.
No, what was that famous quote he had? Like, how do you get ready for a match? It's like, I get up, I hit a couple balls, I smoke about 4 cigarettes, drink 4 Diet Cokes, and I hit the ring. I'm like, what the fuck? He was doing this interview with a fucking chaw in his mouth.
Oh my God. Nice.
This guy is a walking cancer.
He is. He's like, and then he's the type of person that people point to as like some sort of edge case about, well, see, all this stuff that you're not supposed to do. He's literally doing all of it. And he's not dead yet. It's like, the body's a fascinating fucking organism, huh? I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe his body is so toxic that not even cancer could live in it.
Cancer, it's too bad cancer can't even get a hold there. Now, are you you're not moving, you're doing the mover situation, I assume?
No, we're gonna move, but it's gonna be in like stages.
I don't know when you're moving, but I'm out of town.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when it is, but I know I won't be there. I'll be out of town for sure.
I've already bent on Joe. Be like, Joe, I need you for like 3 things.
Fuck. What are you?
And Joe. Joe's like, yeah, let me know.
He's down.
I'll be there.
And you already know what sort of currency he likes to dabble in.
Yeah. It's silver.
Silver. Bullets. Make sure the Rockies
blue
are blue. Now, okay, I'm putting on my pseudo VR headset and I'm walking through Cerny's house and I'm trying to think what is going to be the biggest pain in the ass to move. And immediately that giant fucking fish tank you have comes to mind.
Also, I'm not moving that.
Oh, that's staying.
No, it's not staying. It's moving, but I'm not moving it. I already went down to my local fish store.
Oh.
Had a chat. And they said, yeah, we got people to move that.
They got guys.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I'm paying because I can't move that. I could barely get that fucking thing in.
Didn't you have to like assemble it? Like the glass part? Like you had to put all 4 sides together?
No, the glass was all together. It's
okay.
just all the plumbing and stuff underneath it.
How do you deal with it's so there's how long have you had that thing for fucking like 5 years, right? There's like it's an ecosystem going on.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem.
So how do you preserve the delicate balance of that?
That's why I went to the pros. They got a system. They said
I'm
they know what to
stressed
do.
Thinking about this.
They're going to take the water out, basically save it.
The exact water.
The actual exact water.
Okay.
And then bag up all the shit, basically, and then.
And what do you do with the fish? You just put them in the bags,
they're going to put them in bags, and they can then move them over to the new house and put it all together. Fortunately, the new house is actually like 5 minutes from this house.
Oh, nice. That's good.
So it's
okay.
So
you'll be good.
We'll be good. Just a 5-minute drive.
Okay.
No HOA. So So
oh my gosh.
it looks like the tales of CERN and the HOA might be coming to an end.
This is a piece of drama that we will put a bow on.
Yeah. My rap sheet.
You know what would be great is, since the end is near, just start with the infractions. Start stacking them up. What are they going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I would be running my fucking table saw nonstop with the garage door open.
I have been blowing out my garage on the daily.
Love to hear
on the daily. Dust cloud. I was like, I couldn't even see. It was like...
You had to be in a hazmat suit. There's so much fucking shit going around.
I actually had the mask on. Actually, the battery had died, and I swapped it out and continued to blow.
So great. Oh, man. And you just turn your sander on and just throw it on the lawn. Have it just... just have it going. Just like nail the cord to a piece of plywood. And just have it spin around. You got like 4 of them going. Just on the wood, it just says, fuck you. You just hold it up by your neighbor's house.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Okay.
Report this.
Okay, so you got the fish tank taken care of. Now, all these other critters that your son has, those are easy to... There's no snakes in the wall or anything like that.
No, so that's just a moving it over there, basically.
Now, how are the kids feeling about this?
They're pumped.
They're pumped. Okay.
Yes.
It's like you get your own, do they have their own room? I mean, they're going to get their own room.
They have their own rooms now, but they'll have their own rooms and they can do whatever they want inside of them.
A fresh start.
It's a fresh start.
Nice.
And I think they like, it's not, the stairs, there's a killer, man. It's just, the worst thing is when you come all the way downstairs and you sit on the couch, you're like, I forgot my fucking phone upstairs.
Oh.
And you got to get up and run all the way back upstairs. Mm-hmm. And then it's not there. And you're like, oh, wait, it's downstairs. You have to run all the way back down.
And I have never, well, that's not true. My house growing up and the house I'm at now, single story. But, you know, when you're a kid, if your house is black, you want a white house. And if you got a pool, you don't want to, you want the opposite of what you have.
Opposite of whatever you had, yep.
So I always thought that having 2-story houses were cool because of the stairs.
So did I.
But now, I think, but living in apartments in San Francisco, you quickly discover stairs are not what they're totally cracked up to be.
Yeah, they're not cool. I remember thinking like, wow, 2-story house is so cool. But now it's like, this is the fucking worst. Even the kids are like, oh.
Now, what about like if you just had like a loft or just your office or one room instead of half of the house was up there? That would be a little bit easier maybe, but then what's the point of having just one room upstairs?
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. I mean, they have houses that are like that where it's like
a loft,
everything's downstairs and there's like one thing upstairs, but I don't want that.
Okay.
Just fuck it.
Nice.
Because I think about it like, when I'm like, 75, I'm not going up and down fucking stairs.
Yeah. You can get one of those cool wheelchairs.
Golden Girls that live.
Like the Golden Girls thing. Gilmore Girls? Golden Girls. Gilmore Girls was also a show, but not about old ladies.
No, it was about
ladies, but
actually.
Yeah, anyway. We don't need to look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, Chipper. Just relax. Relax on the Rotten Tomatoes business.
47.
Yeah, I'm sure. Didn't they do some like comeback movie? Okay, we're not talking. I can't talk about it. I already know. Slippery slope.
They did.
Slippery slope. We're going down here.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And man, the guy getting your house he's really great score.
Yep, and then I'll be doing some work as a new one.
Yeah, I'm sure your wife.
But I'm gonna try to do it. If he gives me 2 weeks, like I already told him, I was like, I'll put the, like I like to do like the garage floor stuff.
Yeah.
The epoxy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll do that when there's nothing in there because there's nothing worse than like we had to move everything in.
Oh my God.
Then you move it all out and you do the epoxy, but you have to let it dry like 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So you have to leave all your shit outside.
Yeah, waiting for an HOA violation to come into your mailbox.
Yeah, I got one of those for that too. Don't worry.
Yeah, like that's the thing you don't think about is like, what do you need to get set up when the house, because it never again will be as clean and bare as it is now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
so while it's a clean slate, we'll do that.
Okay.
There's some lemon trees and orange trees, which I'm sure it's cool. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. And they have a ton of fruit. I was telling
all the wasps
for the boys. The boys start throwing fucking these fucking things out of the street.
Absolutely. That is the only thing I remember about. We had, well, you remember my house growing up, Cerny. We had that pomegranate tree.
Pomegranate, yep.
And you know what pomegranates are shaped like? Fucking baseballs.
Hand grenades, yep.
Or hand grenades. And my brother and I both played baseball, and all of our friends played baseball. So we would just have pomegranate wars where there was seemingly an endless supply of ammo on this tree that no one could care less. Not even on the tree, on the ground, half rotted.
Yeah.
You had a little insult
to
injury. Yeah. And just chuck that thing. And if you got domed by a pomegranate, those things are those are hefty. Those are hefty. Okay, so your kids don't even need to worry about transferring schools or any of that shit. It's just
same school district, everything else.
Wow.
There is one. So there's one thing. There's a giant oak tree in the back.
Okay.
And we have heard. So there's people that don't live in California. So in California, the oak trees are protected. So I can't do anything to it unless I contact the city, which is fine. I'm not gonna.
I mean, like can you trim some branches down?
No, he said you can't. You cannot.
Oh,
he says you have to talk to the city. I mean,
how are they?
I don't know what the neighbors are like. I don't know what the neighbors are like. If they see me with my tree trimmer, they call my ass.
Fucking turn you in, dude, to the city. Oh,
whatever.
Okay, so you got to.
So I think the people that were selling house are older. So I think, and like, so when we walked over there today, kind of do like a walkthrough and like look at some stuff. My parents are with us because it's actually Zach's birthday, so they're actually dropping something off, and I was like, hey, let's go over there. So they were there.
Nice.
And so the birds and stuff were chirping. My dad's like, it's so peaceful back here. Man, your neighbor's gonna hate you.
True.
I said, well, you know what? They can have a little club. There's one over here. They can start a club.
Or you go
like the book club.
Well, you know what? My wife was telling me, and I don't remember this. She said that the neighbors that are a spot of bother for you right now have been to your house, like have been to a couple parties. And my wife said,
they came over a couple times.
Oh, okay. And I was like, really? So how did this turn?
She's just there was and there was a couple of things where like Robin got a text like, hey, we're going camping, would you want to go? And I said no.
Oh, interesting.
I said no, I don't really want to go camping with people I don't really know,
I don't really want to go camping.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then they're like, hey, you want to go to the lake and hang out? And I'm like, no, I don't.
So they're bitter because of.
No, I think they were fine with it. She just always had a problem with the noise and stuff. And before it was like, all right, I'll tell the kids to keep it down a little bit, or I even move the trash can. I would do stuff like, all right,
you're not unreasonable.
All right, no. But then after like the 85th time, it's like something stupid. It's like, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, like you're always kowtowing down to.
We're not in a fucking. Yeah, You're not in a 55-year-old community. It's not like I'm running a table saw or the kids are blasting the music at midnight. It's like
you don't have a band. They're running
5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and Jeffrey has his music playing in the pool. So it's like not even that loud. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, the pool.
I think it's just one of those. Yeah, that's the pool. That's the big miss.
Uh-oh.
But there is a pad, so there is discussions for a swim spa. So it's like a larger,
like a lap pool spa thing.
Yes. So it could be a pool in the.
I like that.
In the whatchamacallit, and then a pool in the summer and a spa in the winter.
Ooh. I'm down.
So that's in the talk.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Now I know your wife. I've known your wife for as long as you've known her.
Yeah.
And I imagine her going around with a little notepad, just writing down things she wants to start saying.
Should I? It would be great pod, but
get her on.
Yeah, when we went today, she had. So yeah, gotta give her some shit for this one. So the moment, so the realtor usually calls me. Well, he calls Robin for like good news and stuff, but he wants to talk like he wants to give bad news or talk, whatever it is. He calls me. So he called me and said, "Hey, I got to go do my." He calls it an AVID or something like that, agent visual walkthrough, whatever the fuck it is. I was like, all right. And he's like, well, since we waived inspection, so part of my to sweeten the deal again is like they did a home inspection and I got the report, but I'm not going to make them fix anything because it's just all normal house shit anyway. So it's not like they have.
So on this report's like, they got 4 fucking busted fence boards in the back.
Just dry rot down here on section this.
There's no they have huge things of mold in the ceiling or.
I mean, they would see it. Okay. They would see it and they would write it, but that's not what's on the report. Okay. This one was like dry rot here, dry rot there.
Easy stuff.
Just usual shit. Okay. Usual shit. I'm not worried about. It wasn't like a rat infestation or something like that. He's like, I got to do a walkthrough. So they do a walkthrough. The agents do a walkthrough. Like they go through and they look at this. The scuff mark on the wall, and so they kind of go through and they're just gonna go through everything that they see. So it's not like when we move in, be like, hey, there's a scuff mark on the wall. What the fuck? They didn't. It's already been noted. When you get a rental car, you got a circle where the scratches are at. Yeah. So he was like, I got to do my walkthrough. Do you guys want to join me? I said, yeah, I know Robin does. Mm-hmm. So I called her because she wasn't with me. I called her and I said, hey, the realtor called. He wants to do a walkthrough. And he asked if we went. She's like, yes. Like she didn't even let me finish. And I said, all right, I figured. All right, I said, we'll be there. So she's like, all right. So then she went, she went to Home Depot. No, she went to Home Depot. Grabbed the paint samples.
Oh, my God.
The floor samples. Like she had like a fucking stack that was like 3 inches thick. And she had a notepad and she got my tape measure. I was like, oh my God.
What? The thirst is unquenchable for this woman.
It is. my mom's like, because my mom was, so they went with us. And Robin's like, and she was like measuring and writing shit down and stuff. And my mom's like, man, I guess I can see why, because, old people always say something like, I can see why you're so thin because always, so much energy for whatever it is, So I was like, Mom,
the fuck?
Don't encourage her, please.
Come on. Mom, I'll let you know when we're looking for input. The time is not now.
It's the middle of Robin, like laying all the floor samples out, like, like doing that.
Mm-hmm. You got to repaint the walls.
Oh yeah, she had the colors up and she like circled her colors and she like had mapped out
what room is getting what colors and
like how she's gonna lay out the kids' rooms and stuff. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Cerny, I'm looking into my crystal ball here and I foresee a honey-do list fucking 5 miles long for you this summer.
Yeah, there'll be I'll be like Chip and Cern show. What's going on?
in between projects.
So during football season, the playoffs, we're talking about football. This may be renovation stories. Renovation month, Chip and Cern show.
So demo days for Chip and Cern instead of NFL updates. Where Antonio Brown is going to go this season or this off season.
Now there is this one thing in the house, and Joe was there. Actually, went to this house during the open house thing or whatever when we saw it with the realtor.
Oh yeah, I heard. Yep.
And there's a skylight in the hallway, but it's at like a pitch. So the fucking ceiling is like it's like 16 feet up. Oh shit! It's just like one little sliver. It's like everything is like normal height. It's like this one sliver where they have the skylight. And there's a smoke detector way the fuck up there.
Oh my. Why would you do that?
Who fucking thought of that? I said, who thought of that?
So now I have to get some giant fucking ladder?
I said, it'd be my luck. I don't know. I don't even have a ladder that big. I said, man, it'd be my luck if that fucker start chirping at 3 a.m.
Of course.
And I told Joe, I said, I would get a BB gun and blast the fucker right off the...
Or you got to rent like a cherry picker, bring in your house, go up there and grab it.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Who fucking thought
What are you going to do with this skylight thing?
I was going to leave it. I mean, you can wall it off because it's just like because you can just kind of wall it and finish it.
Yeah.
So make it look at the rest of the ceiling, just close it off.
So your regular ceiling is what, like 12 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet high.
And then there's a hole cut out in it that goes up.
Way up.
4 or 6 more feet. And then there's a skylight.
Yeah, actually, probably about 6. Yeah, it's about 6 feet at least.
Wow. What year was this house built?
94, 95.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they got crossover with the 80s models.
I was like, 94. Okay.
They just stuck together.
So hold on, let me see. Is your wife talking about that the couch isn't going to fit in the new place? Uh-huh.
Chip, you know her too good.
What's up?
You know her too good.
I knew it. Oh my gosh. Now you should be like, hold on. I don't know if the TV's big enough for the new place. We need to
I like that.
Upgrade it.
Oh, these people, they're selling the house. So with my dad, and it was funny. The guy goes, they asked the washer and dryer. They're gonna leave them if that's cool with you. Hmm? At first, I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
we have washer.
Get
dryer.
rid of it or whatever.
Yeah, and actually, happy to be beneficial because my grandma was there. She's like, "Oh, I need a new washer and dryer." I was like,
"Here you go.
Tell them to leave it. We'll just float them over anyway." And they're leaving the living room TV. I was like, "Oh yes."
Oh.
And then my dad's like, "How big is it? Get your tape measure." So I measured it. It was 55 inches. It's 55. Like, why bother?
Put it in the garage. Maybe that one will be outside.
Yeah.
So your house is so fucking cherried out. What are you doing with like your whole gazebo, outdoor couch situation, the TV out there, your grill?
They have a pre-built gazebo, so we're gonna utilize that. Okay. And he's got, the cool thing is when I was there, this fucking guy has electrical run all throughout the entire backyard. It's everywhere. Like just because he's doing the walkthrough, he's like, the brother's like, look at this. He has this 220 box.
Oh.
I was like, 220. He's like, where the hell is that going? And so we started like looking. I was like, a spa, but I was like, he has plugs over here. We start going through. We're like, there's plug-in plugs everywhere.
He wired the shit out of that place, huh?
Oh yeah, wired. Everything's on drip. So
that's good. Something for the dogs to do when they get there.
Yeah, I'll chew the shit up.
Oh man, I'm excited for you. I'm excited, and I'm knocking on wood. Everything goes well. No snafus.
That's well. No snafus. There's always usually a little here and there.
Oh man,
it's just a pain in the ass, man. They're always on you. We need this. We need that. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we need that by today.
Oh my god!
But we only work from like 8 to 5 with an hour lunch. It's like, wow. You want me to drop everything I'm doing right now to get over there, but you only work 8 to 5.
You're like, hey, listen, I'm not going to have any more money if I keep stopping my job to go fucking download my bank statements and give them to you again. Man, they need everything, huh? That's wild.
Oh yeah,
they telling you stuff that you didn't even know about. How many pay stubs do they need? Usually they ask for the last month. Oh, okay, that's good enough. And then there's the shitty part. Is it goes far enough? If as it goes along, like now we need another month. Oh, because you're outside of the month that you gave them. Yeah, so now we need another one. It's like fuck. You're like, I'll tell you what. I didn't get fired, and I didn't get a raise, so it's going to be the same. Yeah, everything's exactly the same as it was earlier. Oh, it needs to have different numbers on it, though. They call your employer and make sure that they had their, Wow, this is a lot of rigmarole. It does help. Like, oh, you've been here for a million years, so that's cool. So that's a plus for what Oh, okay. You're a more stable candidate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the bank likes that kind of stuff. Yeah, old school. Not like me when I was filing my taxes and it said, what did my job say? Social media manager. I'm like, I don't think I've ever been a social media manager, so how did this even get on here? But, whatever. Put the taxes in the last fucking minute. Buzzer beater on the 15th fell on like a Friday or something, so they kicked it over a couple more days. And we I mean, when you're gonna have to put out some money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rush to go give the fucking government a couple grand. Like,
no, because when you're getting money, they're not exactly a rush to throw it in your bank account.
No.
Like, yeah, we'll get it in 21 days, unless it takes us longer, and then you'll get it when we're done.
Yeah.
Kind of shit. It's like, okay.
So naturally we waited, and we have a person that we use for taxes just because my wife had her own business thing, and it was just easier at that point. And then we've kind of kept this person because it's worked out, and it's easy, and it's less stress. And I get so fucking scared that when I'm doing TurboTax, I'm going to miss something or like mischeck a box and then be susceptible to like audits and stuff. I don't want to, it's too much of a headache. I don't want to do, I'd rather pay whatever amount of money to have someone else do it. Anyway, so we gave him all of our stuff like in March, and this is a tax firm, right? This is what they do.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, he hasn't, have you got an email from him yet? I'm like, no, I haven't. I'm like, I assume he's working on it, but why don't you just call to be safe?
Yeah. Let's circle back.
So she calls him, and I'm like standing right next to her, and she's like, how's it going? He's like, not very great, actually. It's a long day. It's a hard day today. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I know, your stuff's on my list. I'm working on it, blah, blah, blah. Sure enough, a couple hours later, and then he gave the news of how much we owed, because we owed some, which we knew was going to happen. My wife did some contract work, so they don't take the taxes out. So if you make $1,000 a month, they don't take whatever taxes out. So when
take about 15-20% off top of that.
So when her check came in every month, we would literally take half of it and just put it into the savings account for exactly this instance. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I think your smoke detector.
Yeah, I know. I can hear it. I was like,
I think it's
you or me.
Do they have smoke detectors in garages?
No, that's what I was
Studio
like,
G. Studio G is it's sometimes referred to.
As I make fun of it, at least it's 5 o'clock, so I can go out there and address it.
Yeah.
Not blurry-eyed and half awake.
Oh, I'd much rather deal with the fire smoke detector situation in the waking hours, in the working hours than
I buy a big Costco pack of 9 volts just for this case.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've noticed what I do is when the smoke detector goes down, I end up, because I can never tell which one it is because they apparently can throw the sound. I can't pin it down very well. No, so I take all smoke detectors. I take them all down, and I've taken the batteries out of all of them, and then I'm like, well, I'm just going to replace them all the way through. But then they all fail around the same time. Yeah, that week, like all the batteries lose their charge or whatever.
Yeah, this is the first one, so I'm sure it's the domino.
This is the first dice, but they're all going to start tumbling now. But anyway, we had so we had our tax thing, and then he called back a little bit later and said, "Oh, it's on the way. It's in your inbox. By the way, I made a mistake, and you actually owe less." Whew, come up.
Ooh.
Still owed money, but just, they're like, oh, sign on, and you just pay it right then. Fuck.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts to go through all that shit. It's like, they already know what's going on.
That's the thing. It's like they force the American people to go through all this stress, and then you're sitting there waiting when in actuality they already know what you owe them, more or less.
Yeah, it's a shakedown.
Yeah. Well, like TurboTax is the one trying to stop all this, because there's I think there's been legislation before trying to be like every other modern first world country, just tells you here's how much you owe and then you just pay it. That's how taxes work in like Europe and stuff. They got their shit together, but here it's fucking ass backwards. But a lot of these like companies are blocking this sort of legislation from happening because TurboTax obviously makes a ton of money.
Oh yeah,
off that, and all these tax places, H&R Block and all that shit. Because those places would be, I mean, I'm sure some people would still utilize them because you're still gonna, I'm sure there's still opportunity to get money back.
Yeah, write-offs and all the other fun shit.
But like for probably over half the country, easy peasy, Hey, log in. This is how much you owe. This is how much you get back. File. Boom, boom, boom. 2 seconds, you're done.
Yeah, the easy 40s, 1040s.
Yeah, all that stuff. Well, a lot of cash outlay for the Chip and Cern show. It sounds like we got cars going, houses going, fucking. We need to get Jim Cramer on here to give us a rundown. But yeah,
what was the name of the show again? Mad Money, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I haven't seen him in a long time.
He I forgot. He didn't get canceled, I don't think. No.
I don't think so.
Hopefully
I remember he was wrong about the
GameStop.
Remember it was like he kind of was reeling a little bit from the financial crisis from 2008, 2009.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. Bye. He has a stupid soundboard.
Oh yeah. And he's got his sleeves rolled up and he's running all over the fucking place like a maniac. Yeah. On whatever channel he's on, but
I can't even tell you.
I don't know. CNN Money? I don't know. Is that even a channel? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Bloomberg?
Oh, it might have been. Maybe it was a Bloomberg thing. That could make sense. But, yeah. Anyway. Well, the end of the road again. Here we are.
A cool 51 minutes in.
No problem for Chip and Cern.
Just easy. Could have kept going.
Throw it up.
We could have bored you guys more for another hour and a half.
Knock it right out of the park. My computer would be steaming. It'd be on fire. All the processing, computing powers it's using. But before you know it, Cern's going to be in his new place. It's going to be all grand. I'm sure there'll be some sort of kickoff shindig situation once everything's in order. But
settled in.
Yeah. Can't wait. Super excited for you. Congrats. Knock on wood,
Thanks,
of course, first.
Knock on wood. Everything goes right.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no more pay stubs exchanging hands. And, it'll be all gravy. All gravy. Well, we did it. And I don't know. Anything else? Any last minute T-shirts, hats? We still got them. Less stuff for Cerny to move. Hit us up. Shoot us an email.
Yeah. chipandcernshow@gmail.com.
Get those hats, get those shirts out of their stickers. One less thing for Cern to pack. Lighten his load.
Lighten the load.
Lighten the load. Anywho, until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.